the LYON Center on the campus of USC. Pac-10 women's volleyball. The Washington Huskies meet the USC Trojans. Head coach for the University of Washington, Bill Neville, a 1967 graduate of George Williams College. He began his coaching career as the head coach of the All-Army volleyball team. No-nonsense bulldog on the bench for the Huskies. His starting lineup, it is a 5-1 alignment. Dragan Djordjevic is on the right side. Molly Jacobson, Angela Bransom outside. Makari Desolé, Leslie Tuiasosopo in the middle, and Leslie Steiner is the setter. The USC Trojans head coach Lisa Love, who is also an associate athletic director at USC. Her overall record 132-71. She has a terrific starting lineup. Also a 5-1 alignment. Jean Vetter, the excitable one, will start on the right side. Kelly Keebler, a veteran, and Jennifer Kessie, the freshman, outside. Kirsty Olsen may middle block. She may serve. She's a defensive specialist. Jasna Marinkovic is one middle blocker. And the other middle block, and Monica Cavalieri is the setter.
Chris, I think it's very interesting to see how Washington has come out lined up. They've backed up their rotation about 2 spots. Bill Neville's looking for a very tactical game. Let's see how they adjust.
SC in cardinal and gold. And the Huskies in purple. Tuiasosopo with a dig. Whip it over to Bransom. Set left, Keebler. And it's dug up. And double contact call by first referee Rick Olmstead.
Tuiasosopo keeping things in motion with the great dig to her right. She does a nice sprawl dive into the middle of the court.
USC 1, Washington nothing here in game 1. Trojans can get another point. Good play by Bransom over to Keebler, and Tuiasosopo has another dig. Bransom one-on-one, and she puts it away. No, yes, she does. First referee Rick Olmstead says yes. Dancing Marvin Hall is our umpire.
Boy, the freshman Leslie Tuiasosopo is just really sparking things up for the Huskies so far with 2 quick digs.
Desolé with the serve. Into the middle, rejected. Tuiasosopo blocks Marinkovic. Jasna Marinkovic gets stuffed with.
The battle of the 2 hot freshman middle blockers in the Pac-10. Marinkovic comes in hard, but Tuiasosopo penetrates and gets her.
A serve, make it 2-1 Washington. So Makari Desolé, 6'2" sophomore from Vancouver, Washington, with the serve. Leading blocker for the Huskies. Marinkovic gets it by.
Chris, Marinkovic is so great at rotating her shoulders in the air. She gets up, take a look at how she goes in straight, rotates her right shoulder all the way into the right back of the Husky defense.
SE serving, it's a 2-1 Washington lead. Steiner sets left, here comes Bransom, and she flies it out of bounds. Make the score 2-2. Monica Cavalieri. Pretty good pass. I'll send Tuiasosopo blocked up. Steiner plays it up. And Bransom hits it out, but a USC net, and Washington will have it.
Early on, USC is really working Angela Bransom. She's passing out of the middle back, but also has hitting responsibilities. A lot of pressure.
Serving is Steiner. It's a good one. SC goes and gets it. Back set. Djordjevic blocked. Another save by Steiner. Trojans, Cavalieri sets left. Kessie rejected. Check that, that's Jean Vetter, number 17 on the left, who was blocked.
USC is switching blocking rotations. Look at Cavalieri go after the ball, keeping that alive. Vetter's on the outside. She's used to hitting right side, but they're keeping Keebler up against Bransom for the block.
Here comes Bransom, and Bransom goes right over the top and out of bounds, side out USC.
uncharacteristic for Branson. 3 hitting errors already.
Serving is Kelly Keebler, one of the best players in the Pac-10. Steiner sets left. Here comes Georgievic. And a nice dig by USC's Keebler. Keebler #1 in the Pac-10 in dig average. Georgievic poked up, and there it goes. Give Dragana Georgievic to kill her first.
Georgievic, a 6'2" senior, gets a lot of swing. She's averaging 4.5 kills a game, hitting just above 200.
3-2 is our score. Washington up early, down the line. The ball hit out of bounds by Vetter. That has been the problem with Jean Vetter. She's a very good player, but she makes too many hitting errors, thus a low hitting percentage.
She's a little inconsistent. She's also been battling a groin injury, so not 100%.
4-2 Washington, game 1. Nice up. Desolé speared it, and Jacobson cannot convert. So Molly Jacobson with the hitting error side out.
Chris, you'll notice it's been a very fast-paced game so far. Both of these teams are side-out teams, much like the men's game. A lot of termination, a lot of heat on the ball.
Lori Hill checks in, the 5'9" junior. A backup setter, but she'll play defensive specialist tonight. Good serve. Right side, Tuiasa Sopo, and she hits it out. So Washington.
USC is known as such a great blocking team. I believe they're 16th in the nation. They average about 5 blocks a game. Washington's just trying too hard to hit over them.
And the ball drops, make it 4-4. So a little confusion there for Bill Neville's Washington Huskies. 4-4 game 1, serving is Hill. She's doing a pretty good job. Set left, Jacobson. Setter again. And Jacobson got a touch off number 15, freshman Jennifer Hesse. So Jacobson gets the kill. Her first. 4-4. Tuiasa Sopo serving. A freshman from Woodinville, Washington. That serves to out of bounds.
Nice communication by the woman of Troy. That one was very close. You definitely want to err on the side of long when you're serving. Give them a chance to play it rather than serving into the net.
Jean Vetter with the serve. Here comes Dragana, and she hits it into the net. So the big hitters for Washington making some errors, and USC goes back on top 5-4.
USC doing a nice job serving tough. Washington not getting the ball to the net.
Lift ball.
Rick Homestead, the up official, tends to call a very tight game. He calls a lot of men's games. He does a lot, he'll call a lot of whistles on the set.
Play a little bit tight, tighter here than it is in the Olympic Games. And another ball hit out. USC now up 7-4, and timeout taken by Washington. So the Huskies haven't been able to keep the ball in. USC goes up by 3. We'll take our first timeout, game 1. We're coming right back after this.
You ever hear anyone talk about life like you gotta chew it up and spit it out? You gotta want it so bad you can taste it. You gotta be hungry. If so, Gatorade has one question for you. You want something to drink with that? Because you're gonna be thirsty. Life is a sport. Drink it up.
So you're saying you don't think the mummy was stolen?
I'm telling you, the case was opened from the inside.
And you found this note?
Yes, but what does it mean?
Southwest introduces Gotta Go fares starting at $19 on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. They've got everybody getting up and going, but nothing's forever. So look alive. Southwest, the low-fare airline.
Washington's Dragana Georgievic has had a terrific season, coming back strong from a torn ACL in 1993. She leads the Huskies in kills. Her 35-kill performance against Stanford earlier this year is a Pac-10 season high. Dragana Georgievic, one of Washington's impact players. There is Dragana Georgievic. Her family watching up in Seattle tonight. Father Dragolub, mother of Ladanka, have come down from Canada to watch on television. I understand we're live in the Northwest tonight, so we say hello to them. So far, Washington off to a slow start. As Desolé goes over the top and puts it away. We were tied 4-4. Washington making 3 straight hitting errors. And that's our score here in game 1, 7-4. Chris Marlowe, Heather Cox. We're at the LYON Center here in Los Angeles, California. Djordjevic, whose serve has been much, much better in the last couple of weeks. Over to Bransom, and Bransom hits it out. The 6th, now 7th hitting error for Washington. Side out.
The woman of Troy definitely working Bransom. She's passing out of the middle back and also hitting back row.
Flip it over to Steiner. Tight set, and the ball is rejected by Keebler. And a technical timeout called by the officials here in Los Angeles. We'll take a moment. We're coming back. Trojans 8, Huskies 4.
I want to be a writer. Mysteries. Maybe it's explorers. They came to a valley filled with green grass. Really fun to learn about authors and their style of writing. He did not know who had shouted, but that made no difference. Because you sort of get to know that person, which was all that mattered. I like the books where there's girls in them. I don't really like the ones that have a main character as a boy. Boys are ick.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm gonna hurt someone.
USC's Jennifer Kessie and Jasna Marinkovic have really made an impact this year for the USC Trojans. 2 freshmen that have been major cogs in the USC arsenal. Marinkovic dominating inside, Kessie stepping up on the outside. Jennifer Kessie and Jasna Marinkovic, 2 young stars of the future. There is Marinkovic on the left, one of the terrific blockers. I think she'll be named the Pac-10's Freshman of the Year. What do you think?
I agree with you. She's so athletic. It's really fun. Watch her when she moves. She's so quick laterally to the outside blocking, and she's so quick with her arm swing on the offense.
You look at the numbers on Kessie, second on the team in kills, and she will serve 8-4 as USC, not making the errors, has pulled out ahead of Washington here in game 1. Washington in purple. Washington offense not clicking yet. Whip it over to Bransom, and Bransom puts it away off the top of the block. Angela Bransom, 3rd kill.
Nice job in the timeout. I'm sure that Bill Neville said to his squad, hit high but get hands. They've been hitting over the block but long. All you have to do is deflect it off the hands out of bounds.
Molly Jacobson with the serve, give her an ace. Jacobson is a junior from Seattle.
Great story on Jacobson. Wasn't starting beginning of the season. Mid-season, she finally earned it after having a lot of knee trouble. Beat out Amy Tutton, has been very consistent for the Huskies.
Cavalieri whips it left and down the line. Keebler crushes it. Keebler, a senior from Seal Beach, California. And the side out. Coming back in, Kirsty Olsen, junior from Spokane, Washington. I'm sure a lot of her former fans before she got to be a Trojan, watching up in the Seattle area. Bransom is blocked. It's 8-5 USC. Bransom again, and Olsen with a dig. Play action, and Desolé is rejected. Marinkovic was there.
USC doing a great job isolating the blockers. Here's their swing offense. Desolé goes behind, Bransom goes right behind, but USC keeps their eye on the hitters and knows right where to go.
Washington gets the side out. Washington not ranked. A record of 13-11. Yeah, for Washington to win, they have to step up their serving and serve as well as they have been.
And they've been doing a good job so far. You know, interestingly, last year they were the toughest serving team in the Pac-10. This year, Neville hasn't been quite as happy with the performance. They've got to take SC out of the offense with a tough serve, though.
Set left, here comes Keebler. Right, Bransom over the top. Did she get a touch? Yes, she did. Point, Washington.
Steinert's had a little bit of trouble getting the set to Bransom, but this time it's in perfect position. Bransom could have swung line or cross court, chose to go over the block and get the touch at the fingertips.
Back set. Nice setup into the middle. Steinert with a little dinker. Set Keebler. Look out. Cavalieri, no. Cavalieri, a rare spiking opportunity, hits it out, and suddenly it's 9-8. And a timeout call.
Excuse me, Chris, I like to see the matchups that both coaches are very strategic, tactical coaches. You see Neville has got Bransom on Keebler. Keebler is also doing the same thing. So you see Bransom blocking right. Keebler is coming out to the left and the right to block. Steiner, very interesting story. Lost her starting position mid-season in the slump when Bransom was out. She's the senior, she's the captain. Michelle Patton came in to set. Bill Neville thought that it was time to give Steiner a break, put her on the bench, let her see things from a different perspective. Steiner fought back. She was the captain. She maintained that leadership from the bench and came back with Bransom, and that's when they started their roll of 7 out of 8. So nice coaching move by Neville.
Steinert in her second season as the starter after transferring from Kansas. Bill Neville described her as a fierce little competitor, and so she won back her starting job and now hoping to lead Washington into the playoffs.
She's one of those players that isn't a pure natural setter with great hands, but she's so competitive, has that determination and the athletic ability, plus a leadership factor that really carries her team on the court.
9-8, game 1, USC up by a point. Washington with a 4-1 advantage in the last 5 points. Of course, one of the keys in women's volleyball is passing, and Bill Neville knows that his team must pass to run its complicated swing attack that we've talked about in the past.
Washington really likes to run a multi-layered motion offense that we'll talk about more in the intermission.
Down the hatch, Jasna Brigovic. She's a freshman from Uzice, Yugoslavia, the former Yugoslavia.
She's got a lot of playing experience, and it shows. She basically beats Washington on the block, hits right on top of them.
Back set, and another block. Keebler blocked it into Bransom. Score a point, make it 10-8. So USC doing what it does best, serving and blocking. Cavalieri, senior from Sao Paulo, Brazil, puts it in play. I'm surprised Washington isn't setting the quick set a little bit more.
Well, they've been serving Bransom quite a bit, and Bransom's have to carry quite a load. Hasn't been passing tight enough to run the quick set. I think that's going to be a key in this match, how much they can run the middle.
Washington down by 2, 10-8. Brigovic punches it through. Likes to hit in front of the setter.
Definitely much better in front. It's a different perspective. This 3 set is great. She's so high, and she splits the block.
Out to the outside, Georgievic, and she rockets out of bounds. 11-8, the 11th hitting error for Washington here in game 1.
Washington's accustomed. They're averaging about 221 on the season. They've got to get better numbers.
Bank pass, score another point for the Trojans. Now 12-8 as Washington has gone into the shank tank. So the timeout called by Washington's Bill Neville. How do you get out of a passing slump? What do you do?
Well, it really is mental. You just want to buckle down, get your platform out. It all comes back to the fundamentals that you learned in high school. Stay low, get your arms out early, and tilt your shoulders right to target. You don't want to try and overwork it. Oftentimes, when you're too worried about it, you throw your shoulders, push the ball right back over the net. So they just want to have confidence, be mentally tough, and buckle down on the set and the pass. USC has been going after Bransom on the serve. They might want to pull her out of the serving rotation, bring some other players in to pass.
Pac-10 standings, let's take a look. We'll give you some of the games tonight. Arizona's at Arizona State, Cal at Oregon State, Stanford at Oregon, and Washington State is playing at UCLA.
Very important. Lots of games going on that will will impact both USC and Washington. If UCLA beats Washington State tonight, they'll have a good chance of tying for second in the Pac-10, meaning that they might be ranked eighth or higher in the nation, meaning that they might move out of the region. So if you can follow that, and you know if UCLA wins, it will definitely help USC in the regional rankings.
Still lots of playoff ramifications. I heard today that even Arizona is still not out of it. If Arizona could beat Arizona State tonight, they go to Hawaii for 2. Hawaii, the only undefeated team in the country now. If they could beat Hawaii twice, maybe they could sneak in, but that's a tall order.
Stranger things have happened.
Well, not since Halloween, but you never know. All right, we're back. Chris Marlowe and Heather Cox, as Washington has hit very poorly here in game 1. 11 hitting errors. Of course, when you compute hitting errors, if you're new to volleyball, it's hits into the block, hits out of bounds, or hits into the net. And they all add up.
Unfortunately, much too quickly in this case for Washington right now.
Yeah, Washington going for a new intergalactic record with 11 here in game 1.
But they're still hanging tough. That's the good news.
Yeah, if Washington could somehow pull this out, as that ball is scooped up and played over by Keebler. 12-8, Trojans in command. Here's Jacobson.
Leslie Steinert is just passing too many balls.
Yeah, gotta let your hitters take a couple of those. Little dink shot, SC is there. Nice play by Cavalieri. And Kessie off the block, but it's touched by a Trojan. So give Washington a point, 12-9.
High outside set to Kessie, who just doesn't see it. She's looking at the ball over her shoulder rather than at the block and swings right into it.
SC by 3, set left. And off the block out of bounds, Jennifer Kessie. 6-foot freshman from San Juan Capistrano. She is a terrific young freshman.
She carried so much responsibility in her high school and club teams that she just stepped right in and fit into the Pac-10. A lot of times freshmen come from underdeveloped programs and don't have the experience or the exposure to do well in the Pac.
Now you saw Lisa Love signal area 5. Lori Hill got the message. She went right down the line and scored an ace.
Let's see if they'll go back to Molly Jacobson again. There's 5, the signal down the line.
Jacobson off the top. Good block by Hughes. Back set. Julia Sissoko got a block. It's 13-9 Trojans, and Hughes whacks it out of bounds. Boy, a lot of hitting errors in this game 1. Coming in, Julie Poland, the sophomore from Portland, Oregon. And she will serve it up. Washington trailing by 4 here in game 1. Steinert set left. Here comes Georgievic. And it's dug up. SC doing a good job digging cross court. So is Washington. Back over. Back set. Little dink rejected by Georgievic. Set left. Here comes Dragana. And she bunts one down the line.
I'd like to see Steinert go to Dragana Georgievic a lot more. She is such an effective hitter. Here's the quick fake from Desailly. Slows down the middle blocker for USC, leaving the line wide open for Georgievic.
Washington's all-time career leader. She broke Lori Wetzel's previous record, and Washington gets another point. So game 1 still not in the bag for the Trojans. It's 13-11. USC leading at 1.95 and 12-8, but Washington trying to fight back. Cavalieri sets left. Blocked. Washington out of the back line. Bransom. And a beautiful dig for the Trojans, but no conversion, and Washington gets to 12. So Bill Neville's squad down by just 1 now. And a timeout taken by the Trojans.
Bill Neville rooting his team on. He's such a thinking coach, really likes to work the mental parts of the game. They're so close. It's a good sign. They've made so many hitting errors, and they're still in this with their tough serving and also forcing USC into situations that they're not comfortable with.
Well, Coach Lisa Love, she has never won a national championship here at USC. However, USC has won 4. We asked her what it might mean to her to win it all.
It's going to take a lot more consistent performance through a match. We've got to play better for 2.5 hours. We've put together 90 minutes of great volleyball play, sometimes even 2 hours of great volleyball play, but we've got to be able to stretch it to 2.5 hours of consistent, less mental errors, less little things right now that keep nipping us. It's not an athleticism issue. It's more just a mental error here and there that seems to catch us at the end. For us to win it all, we've got to eliminate the mental errors and be consistent through a 2.5 to 3 hour match.
Now, normally a top 4 seed or a top 3 seed does not have much of a chance, at least in women's volleyball, to win the national championship. But hey, you never know. You get in. A lot of parity in women's volleyball this year.
And the way that regions work, especially this year, a lot of top teams are going to be shipped off to different regions, allowing a lot more West Coast teams, if they're the top teams, to make it into the Final Four, which didn't used to happen in the past.
Of course, most people will tell you that the powerful teams, the most powerful teams, are on the West Coast. However, most regions improving by leaps and bounds, but most of the West Coast coaches and teams would like to get shipped out if they could, so they don't have to play Stanford. 13-12, Washington trying to tie it up here. SC caught in a bad rotation. They set back to Hughes, and she puts it away. USC assistant coach Jared Elliott told me something interesting. The other night against Washington State, they switched Hughes and Marinkovic. The reason they did that because Hughes sets and moves behind the setter better than Marinkovic, and they wanted to get her in the 5-1 rotations and spread out the block.
She can go behind.
Absolutely.
Exactly, and that brings me to another key for Washington. I think that they need to bunch up on Marinkovic on the block, bring that left front blocker in, because Marinkovic doesn't like to go behind the block, and for Hughes, bring it out so they can stop the slide.
13-12, Washington try to tie it up here. Kessie tentative at the moment. Takes another whack, and that's going to be a block. Give it to Makari Desailly. I tell you, Desailly, she might get the highest of any player in the Pac-10.
Well, look at her. She touches 10-7. I mean, she's head and shoulders above Leslie Steinert, and because of that, her forearms just penetrate over the net. Nothing clears it.
SC was smart. They'd hit over Steinert if they could. Nice play. Beautiful set. Cavalieri to Hughes, the junior from Riverside.
Also for Washington, they're not in the situation they want to be in. They've got Steinert matched up with Keebler. That's a perfect situation for Keebler to be in. Hit hard down the line.
Passes straight up. It's 13-13. Free ball Trojans. Set left. Here comes Keebler. Oh, she hit it out.
Wow, no block up. A very late middle blocking Desailly, and nothing but court to go after.
13-13 here in pivotal game 1. In comes number 4, Marja Jensen, a blocking specialist for a play here, and out goes Steinert. So the big wall of the Dogs up front. Playing to 15. Whip it over to Kessie, dug up. Nice play by Djordjevic. Set left, Kessie. And Kessie hits it off the block out of bounds. So Jensen could not convert the block. Steinert will come back in. And SC will serve. Kirstie Olsen comes in. She has a wicked serve. We saw it in the UCLA-USC match. And the Huskies serve receives 3 players. Olsen into the net.
Tough break for the women of Troy, who are in a great rotation right now with Marinkovic, Keebler, and Cavalieri in the front row. They'll want to side out quickly.
Michelle Patton comes in to serve, sophomore from Richmond, California. Tied at 13, game 1. Over to Keebler. Dinks it right to Washington. Bransom. Not yet. Nice play by Vetter to go and get it. Back set, here comes Bransom. She almost fell down. Poked up by Kessie. Over to Keebler, and she puts it away. Maybe Washington getting a little too tricky on that swing offense.
They're trying too hard to be deceptive. Plus, they're running Bransom clear over to the right side to block Keebler. If she can't get there in time, it's more effective to keep Steinert up there for a good, solid block.
Trojans best blocking rotation, and it pays off. Tuiasa Sopo cannot put it down. Suddenly SC with game point 14-13. Cavalieri serving. Set left, Bransom. Blocked up. This could be it right here. They'll go to Keebler. Not yet. Ransom shoots it over. Keebler, that's it. Senior leadership. Kelly Keebler comes through and puts it away. Trojans win it 15-13.
Keebler working so hard on that play. That's the look of somebody that really wants it. She was digging, she was approaching, she was calling for the ball. She wanted to take her team to victory.
So the USC Trojans win game 1. They lead it 1-0. We'll continue with more coverage of the Pac-10 Game of the Week on Prime Sports after these messages.
17.9%, 15.5, 18.2. It really does add up, doesn't it? Hi, I'm Jim Palmer. If you're a homeowner carrying big credit card balances from month to month, the Money Store has a better solution. With a home equity loan from the Money Store, you can pay off all of your credit card balances as well as your auto and your other loans. And the interest is usually tax deductible. So don't let those high rate bills keep adding up. Pay them off with a home equity loan from the Money Store. Call 1-800-LOAN-YES.
I've got a taste for living when you're by my side. Must be what the doctor ordered. Dr. Pepper's on my mind. You're the part of me, that's the part of me. Dr. Pepper, you're a part. Dr. Pepper, you're a part of me.
The University of Southern California has forged a tradition of excellence with top 10 programs in the arts, sciences, and humanities. USC also ranks among the nation's top dozen schools in the enrollment of National Merit Scholars and is among the nation's top 10 private universities in sponsored research. 1994 Nobel laureate George Olah is just one example of a world-class faculty with a mission to educate, discover, and create. USC, building on excellence.
Hey, you gotta see this new Sears Craftsman home tool set I ordered for my wife. Imagine 12 screwdrivers, including slotted, Phillips, even Torx, plus a scratch-all.
He'll have his very own 6-piece socket set, from 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch.
Both slip joint and arc joint pliers.
A level, hammer, and 12-foot power tape measure.
And an 8-inch adjustable wrench.
All organized right here in this handy, custom-fitted storage case.
Every Craftsman hand tool is guaranteed to work forever.
It all comes with this shop-quality work apron for no extra charge. Plus, you save $22 over buying the tools separately.
I wish I had one for myself.
The Craftsman home tool set from Sears, made in the USA and guaranteed forever. Use your Sears card and pay as little as $10 a month, or use any other credit card and make 3 easy payments of only $33.33. You may also send your check or money order for $99.99 plus shipping and handling and applicable sales tax to the address on your screen. Call right now.
Back in October, Lisa Love's Trojans went head-to-head with their arch nemesis, UCLA. USC had lost 15 in a row, and Love had never beaten the Bruins in 12 tries. But when this hit went long, USC had a dramatic 5-game victory. And for Love, the monkey was off her back. And the Trojans relished their biggest win of the year. Really a key for the USC Trojans in terms of confidence early this season.
Well, for anybody to beat UCLA, that's such a big rivalry in the Pac-10. And for Lisa Love, who had never beaten them in her career at USC, you saw the look of relief on her face. Big win.
USC winning game 1, 15-13. Actually, it was a game that USC should have won. They led most of the way 9-5 and 12-8 and hung on to win. The big story, hitting errors for the Washington Huskies. They had 12 in game 1. They're not going to beat you and me.
That's unheard of, no. Let's hope not, at least. A look at stats. You can see with those hitting errors, 12 versus 9. The kills were pretty consistent, but the errors are what just killed Washington. I really think USC did a great job. Blocks, it doesn't show, but they touched a lot of balls. But the hitting errors right there are very big for Washington.
Go. Hey, we've got a telestrator tonight. How about that, Heather?
The John Madden here.
All right, Mrs. Madden. All right, ready to start game 2?
Chris, I also think it's key for Washington to distribute the ball a little bit more.
And what do you mean by that?
By that, set the ball antenna to antenna point out, Leslie Steinert hasn't had the opportunity because she hasn't had the passes, but Tuiasa Sopo has no kills. Most of the sets are going to Branson, both in the front row and the back row. Plus, with the passing load, she just can't do it all for the Huskies.
That pass is off the net at about the 8-foot line. Branson drills it, and Kessie can't handle it. So Angela Branson, let's check her 7 kills for Branson. 6'4" junior out of Eugene, Oregon. Kessie, too long. Point, Washington.
Point for the Huskies.
1-0 Huskies, game 2. Marinkovic pumping it through.
Cavieri and Marinkovic really have timing down. For a freshman to come in and get that quick set timing down so quickly, it's great. She's up in there before the ball is released, ready to hit down on it.
Steinert sets left. And USC touched the net. Might have been Vetter, might have been Marinkovic.
Oh,
it was Vetter.
Marvin Hall, the down ref, calling Vetter with the elbow. Sometimes when you're a little too eager to get the block, you tend to swing into the net and get it with your elbow.
Of course, Marvin Hall, the veteran official, famous official on the AVP beach volleyball circuit. Kessie goes over the top. Marvin won't be dancing tonight, however, I'm told. Unless Heather Cox can get him going. What do you think?
I'll see what I can do.
I'd appreciate that.
It's a good show.
Whip it out. Anything to help the ratings, right?
Boy, Jennifer Kessie's doing a good job with the ratings. She's come out in game 2 with a lot more heat and confidence. She goes out hard in the first part of the rally and then goes with the shot, reads the Husky defense well. A little campfire defense right around the 10-foot line. Nobody's there to dig it.
Lori Hill is in. Junior played very well in game 1. It's 1-0 Washington. Desolé with the drive off the 31.
That's what Washington needs, a little bit more of set Desolé, set Georgievic, set Tuiasa Sopo. Look at how high Desolé is up in the air. There's 2 Women of Troy blockers up, but they don't get anywhere near Desolé's height.
Back slide to Hughes. A little bit low there, and we set off to Branson. Cavalieri back set, Hughes put it away. So once again, the Trojans trying to stretch the offense, and Hughes going behind her sister. Kisa Hughes on the UCLA basketball team. I'll tell you, the Hughes family tomorrow is going to be in mortal pain trying to root
turmoil.
That game. Of course, talking about the USC-UCLA football game, which will be seen nationally. And there is Jean Vetter serving. Left side, Jacobson off the head of Hughes. Steinert, Desolé. Vetter with a dig. Steinert back set, put it away. Leslie Tuiasa Sopo. And, excuse me. Was that is Makar Desolé, excuse me.
With a nice swing set, it's nice and high. There's a quick back 1, and then there's the more extended swing, which is what Desolé and Hughes like to run.
Kessie out of bounds, point Washington.
Kessie hits very high, but again, in this case, which is what Washington was doing in game 1, she's trying to hit over the block rather than tooling off the hands. Good move to serve Kessie after the air.
Hughes up high. Another good set by Cavalieri. 4th kill for Hughes. And here comes Kessie.
The 11th solo block for Kelly Keebler. She lines up perfectly on the shoulder, watches the ball and the player. Beautiful technique.
2-1 Washington. Here comes Branson. She dinks and puts it away. Not a bad strategy. Dink over the smaller blocker.
You know that the right back player is going to be digging down deep to dig the line, but you saw they've adjusted well. Kelly Keebler rotated from left front to dig that ball, but Cavalieri didn't know she was there.
Here comes Keebler inside. And Branson puts it away.
Great swing offense with the motion. Branson came out of the back row, rotated to the left as there was motion to the right. Nicely done.
3-1, Huskies have the lead, make it 4-1 as Branson is over the net and gets the stuff block. And USC takes the timeout. So game one going to the USC Trojans 15-13. But Bill Neville's Huskies come out firing in game two. They lead it 4-1.
There's no stealing your thunder. It can't be contained. You fill me with wonder, cool me off like rain. 'Cause you're a part of me, that's the heart of me. Dr. Pepper, you're a part of me. Yeah, yeah.
I fell off a swing. I just got hit by a baseball, that's all. I was playing with matches.
SC leading the match 1-0, but Washington up by 3 here in game two. Husky coach Bill Neville. This is his 1995 record, assistant coach at the '84 Olympic Games and the 1994 NCAA berth.
Interestingly enough, Bill Neville is 1-9 against USC, 0-4 in matches in Los Angeles. So this would be a really big win for him to break the streak.
The one coming this year up in Seattle, 3-2 victory over the USC Trojans. So this would be a very impressive sweep, trying to impress the NCAA voters. As number 21, Bonnie Brunst, comes in for the first time, 5'11" junior from San Jose, California. What do you give me that look for? You don't think they have to impress those voters, huh? Little dig, yeah. Angela Branson getting hot. Branson now with 11 kills.
Branson's smart shot selection. She comes out of the middle, rotates to the left, and does the dink right over where the line digger is digging deep.
Branson will set left. Here comes Georgievic. Oh, what a dig by Jean Vetter. Tuiasosopo puts it away. So the first kill for Leslie Tuiasosopo, not involved in game one. Passing was not good. Tough to get her the ball.
And Tuiasosopo averages 2 kills a game. They've got to get her more involved offensively.
Well, there's her second.
There we go.
Make it 6-1 Washington.
A middle blocker's dream, the overpass.
There's Tui, got the gun showing, the sleeves rolled up. She means business now. Set left, Keebler. I don't like that set right there. You've got a person on the right side. That's a hard set that's hit. She's not ready on the right.
And with a right-handed player coming off that swing offense, it just doesn't work. Nice 32 set to Keebler, though. Brings her inside, allows you to crank cross court.
Ransom again. Kill number 12. Side out Washington. Mentioned the Huskies have won 7 of 8. Their only loss November 3rd at Stanford. We had that match for you on Prime where the Huskies got waxed. Kessie with a dig. Here's Vetter. And Georgievic tapped it down. Good up by Kessie. Jacobson. Long rally favors which team, do you think?
I definitely think it goes to USC. Washington is a side-out team.
Down the long, the big heater off the top. Give the kill to Dragana Georgievic.
Both teams using a lot of shots out of place quite a bit because they're switching the blocking assignments. They find themselves in uncomfortable positions and aren't confident to swing.
7-1 Washington, now 8-1. So Washington coming out with heavy serving pressure, and Neff says, yeah, that's what I want to see. Hitting and blocking, serving and dinking. Washington up by 7 here in game 2.
Remember these commercials from One Day Paint and Body Centers?
Body Center. Now we're going to challenge people to guess how much this paint job cost.
It's probably going to cost you $1,200, $1,300 minimum.
$1,500.
I would say at least $1,000.
And remember their reactions when they learned how little it really did cost.
You're kidding me.
Come on.
Well, that would be for the hood. I mean, what about the rest of the car?
Well, here's what makes One Day's paint jobs look so great. After we sand your car by hand and precision mask it, we apply a state-of-the-art sealer and a 2-component paint that is so durable, we can guarantee your car won't fade for up to 5 years. And you'll get a paint job most people think costs hundreds more than it does. So if you want this kind of reaction to your new paint job...
It looks like a new car.
Call One Day Paint and Body Centers now. For a limited time, all of our paint jobs are on sale, starting at only $199. Call the number on the bottom of your screen now to find out more.
One 15-13, and then squeezing out game 2, 17-15. Welcome back, everybody. Along with Heather Cox, I'm Chris Marlowe. Wow, USC up 2 games to none. Washington making a lot of errors, 24 hitting errors. Just too many mistakes to beat a great team like USC.
You can't win with that many hitting errors, and I think it all stems from the poor passing on the Washington side. USC just has better ball control at this point, and that's why they're ahead 2-0.
All right, we have told you, we have shown you that we have a telestrator tonight, and Heather Cox is going to utilize it right now. What have you got for us?
Well, I've got some great examples of deceptive plays for you. This is a previous match at USC versus UCLA. You'll see here, Vetter passes the ball right to Marinkovic, or excuse me, to Cavieri. Marinkovic will come in for the quick set. Vetter creates the one-on-one opportunity outside to Kessie because they hold Johnson and Kroll on the outside. You'll see the two go up in the air. Cavieri does a great job creating the one-on-one for Kessie. Take a look. Perfect pass to Cavieri. Marinkovic does the fake. Look at both UCLA blockers in the air. One-on-one opportunity for Kessie, who, as we've seen, loves to hit down cross court. The next play is the X play, one of the most deceptive plays in volleyball. This time the pass comes from left back from Kessie up to Cavieri. Marinkovic will come in for the 1 deceptively, and Vetter follows right behind her for the X, hence the X play. That's why we call it that. No blockers up. Let's take a look again. Pass coming out of the back row by Kessie. Marinkovic has to drive hard. Cavieri has to show quick set with the jump set. Kim Kroll is just out of the picture. Faked out. Johnson tries to get in there, but Vetter is all alone for the 2 set in the middle. Washington swing offense. This is a reverse X. Branson, as we've seen a lot, passes out of the back row. Now watch Desolé. She'll come in right behind Steiner. Branson will follow in her footsteps for that disappear, reappear type of offense. Desolé runs the back 1. The pass from Branson right to Steiner. Steiner has to move to her left, so Desolé goes behind. Branson just disappears behind Desolé, then reappears. Stanford's block is on its toes and can't stop Branson. Great execution, 3 plays that show a lot of deceptiveness in volleyball.
How important do you think deception is in women's volleyball?
I think it's key because you really want to create a one-on-one or a no-blocker situation if you can. That's heaven, and it really is up to the setter and that quick attacker to be very deceptive, show that you're going to hit it, and then push it out to the open hitter.
All right, do we have more telestrators coming up a little bit later?
We might in game 3, definitely.
All right, we'll come back. We're going to talk about the national polls. Yes. What's happening around the country after this? USC leading 2 games to none.
So you're saying you don't think the mummy was stolen?
I'm telling you, the case was open from the inside.
And you found this note?
Yes, but what does it mean?
Southwest introduces Gotta Go fares, starting at $19 on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. They've got everybody getting up and going, but nothing's forever. So look alive. Southwest, the low-fare airline.
Inside every one of us is an athlete. with a thirst for the game going on around us. It's life. And if you play hard at it, you get thirsty. That's why we make Gatorade. Hey, life is a sport. Drink it up.
Pac-10 catalog. It's free. Contacts at 800-411-IWAY or online. Either way, get back in school and get the fresh goods.
The best women's collegiate volleyball team of all time. Yes, the 1977 national champions from USC. The Trojans went 37-0. They lost only 6 games all year. Every player in the starting lineup made All-American, and they had 5 Olympians on that squad. Of course, Debbie Green, Star Clark, Debbie Landreth, Sue Woodstrad, Terry Place, Lynn Ludke, the head coach Chuck Irby. Wow, what a squad. Speaking of Chuck Irby, now the head coach at Michigan State. Michigan State, one of the top teams in the nation, only 2 losses. They lost one to Wisconsin the other night, which dropped him down in the poll just a bit. But he has found paradise in East Lansing. Let's take a look at that top 10 poll. At the moment, only one undefeated team left in the country. The University of Hawaii. I got a call from Dave Soji this week. He didn't like me saying that he had a soft schedule. He pointed out that, according to the Matrix, he has the second toughest schedule in terms of top 10 teams played. Stanford is number 1. Hawaii 10-0 against top 10 teams.
That's an amazing mark, and to be 25-0 this far into the season. Another big note in this poll, Nebraska, big win last week, defeating number 3 Florida in 5 games. Because of that, Florida moved to number 4. Stanford moved up to number 3. And as you mentioned, the other upset, Michigan State lost to Wisconsin in 4, snapping their 21-match win streak.
And Heather has talked about the top 8 seeds. You've got Texas, you've got Ohio State, you've got Penn State, UCLA, and Washington State. Really, it's the Big Ten and the Pac-10 battling it out for those probably 5 through 8 spots, don't you think?
Oh, definitely. And as we saw last year in the Final Four, the 2 teams that got there on each side, we saw the Pac-10 against the Big Ten. So I think we'll see with the Nebraska, Florida, Stanford, all those top teams going to different regions, some great play in the tournament.
I would agree. Okay, USC is leading 2 games to none. We'll have more for you on Prime Sports after this short timeout.
Rolling with a Ram Tough Magnum motor, get a new Dodge Ram or a new Dakota. California's Truck Stop. A new Dodge. California's Truck Stop. You can out-drive, out-hustle, out-tough, out-muscle, out-tow, out-run, out-work, and out-fun.
For a very limited time, buy any new Dodge truck and get 1.9% financing. Plus, get up to $2,000 cash back. Plus, buy with no money down and make no payments till February '96.
California's Truck Stop. The new Dodge.
The Oregon State Beavers are marching into Eugene, but the Ducks are ready to battle the Beavers with everything they've got. Oregon State, Oregon, today at 3:30 on Prime Sports, your home team network.
Tony Granato and the Kings get ready to blast some shots past John Van Beesbrook and the Florida Panthers. Catch Break the Ice tonight at 7, followed by the game at 7:30 here on Prime Sports.
Los Angeles football bragging rights and more on the line as John Robinson Trojans try to snap a 4-year reign from Terry Donahue's Bruins. It's the Crosstown Showdown, USC UCLA, Sunday morning at 10:30 on Prime Sports, your home team network.
With a tremendous comeback.
USC's got to dig down, focus on the ball control. That's what's kept them in this the entire time, and attack wisely. That means good shot selection. Don't just hit as hard. up earlier against Marinkovic. Marinkovic is so high when the ball is set that she's on top of it. Washington was late in the first 3 games and are now figuring it out.
Was there a touch? Yes, give it to Bransom.
Side out for Washington.
26 kills now for Bransom as Steinert serves. Keebler left hands it. Bransom dink. And SC touched the net. And Keebler said, no way you saw that.
Keebler is just staring up, thinking, how in the world? I actually thought that Washington may have been into the net. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think Keebler, she may have touched it with her fingertips, but it might have been the ball too. Tough call.
There's a block. Keebler got a touch. Remember, the touch off the block doesn't count as 3. Georgievic. Tuiasa Sopo with a drive. 7-3.
Great swing, just gets right inside Marinkovic. Marinkovic needs to adjust, bring her block in a little bit when the set's inside.
Washington doing a very good job on Marinkovic now. Poked up.
That's a deep dig.
Georgievic with the blast. Little tap down there. 8-3. And a timeout called. So new life for Bill Neville and the Washington Huskies. Still trailing 2-1, but in control so far here in Game 4.
Remember these commercials from One Day Paint and Body Centers?
Body Center. Now we're going to challenge people to guess how much this paint job cost.
It's probably going to cost you $1,200, $1,300 minimum.
$1,500.
I would say at least $1,000.
And remember their reactions when they learned how little it really did cost.
You're kidding me.
Come on.
Well, that would be for the hood. I mean, what about the rest of the car?
Well, here's what makes One Day's paint jobs look so great. After we sand your car by hand and precision mask it, we apply a state-of-the-art sealer and a 2-component paint that is so durable, we can guarantee your car won't fade for up to 5 years. And you'll get a paint job most people think costs hundreds more than it does. So if you want this kind of reaction to your new paint job,
It looks like a new car.
call One Day Paint and Body Centers now. For a limited time, all of our paint jobs are on sale, starting at only $199. Call the number on the bottom of your screen now to find out more.
All right, Heather Cox, I'm going to give you a chance. Who do you vote for Player of the Year? Aijan Gokbak, Allison Weston, Kerry Wendell, or Svetlana Viktorina?
Okay, Chris, this is my call. It goes to Kerry Wendell if they go to the Final Four and win it. Otherwise, if George Washington does well, I think it goes to Svetlana. She has had a phenomenal season. She's the nation's all-time career kills leader after getting 19 on November 11th. She's had 2,936 kills in her career, so definitely 4 powerful years, and I think it'll go to her if they go far.
Ball put away inside by USC.
So, Chris, what do you think? Do you like Wendell?
I like Wendell. I like Weston. I like them all. 8-3 is our score. Thank you.
Politically correct. I go out on a limb, make some enemies, make some friends. Big block by Marinkovic. She knows the 2 is coming, is all over Branson. That'll fire him up. They've sort of lost their energy. They need to spice things up with a few great plays, but with Monica Cavalieri, she's missed 2 serves in this game so far.
I'm told that there is another Player of the Year candidate we did not list, Hawaii's Angelica Lindquist, who's having a terrific year. She is a Swedish player that is one of the top players for the University of Hawaii. So you think those 5, huh? Okay. I vote for Lindquist.
We'll soon see.
I don't want Dave Sochi calling me up again. I'm
No more
voting for
phone calls
Lindquist.
in the middle of the night.
Angelica Lindquist.
Oh, and we've got our producer, Jerry Weinstein, voting for Wendell.
Yeah, he left it. 8-4 is our score.
Make it 8-5. USC with a quick point. Definitely some new life here in the Lion Center. The band's cheering a little bit more. The fans are getting a little more active.
Trojans trying to get their act together after faltering here the last couple of games. demoralizing when you lose a huge lead like that. Tutt and off Brunst, out of bounds. No, Amy Tutt with a blast.
Tutt has made a huge difference.
I agree.
Chris. Lisa Love knows it. What can she do to inspire this team? Basically, the ball control is great. It's the offensive errors at this point that are making the difference.
8-5 Washington here in game 4. Off the arms, out of bounds, better.
Lisa Love using a lot of substitution. She knows that her team has had to play back-to-back matches. She wants to keep everybody fresh legs, give those front row players a break as Marinkovic goes off. Lori Hill comes in.
Tutt gets the kill down the line. And serving will be Djordjevic. Set right, good set, better, dug up. Makari Desailly with a block. Make it 9-5 Washington.
Desailly so dominating at the net, leading her team in blocks per game at 1.4.
Side out. Now Jean Federer will serve. And the put away by Desailly. Desailly now with 13 kills. She has 5 blocks and 3 aces. With the drive. Got a report from, Westwood, California. UCLA has beaten Washington State 3-1, and Arizona State over Arizona 3-2.
So the mystery begins to unfold.
Ransom, yes.
Both teams just so powerful at the net, going after each other with side out, side out. We don't see a lot of long rallies, and when we do, it's because there's a lot of tip shots going on both sides of the court. So far, everybody's just powering it through the block right now.
Angela Bransom has 30 kills. Her career high is 34, so she should get that tonight. As Hughes is up high. Nice set by Cavalieri. 2-1. Trojans lead it. However, Washington leading in game 4, 9-5. Marinkovic back in the front line. Hughes will serve. It's been a long game. Tuiasosopo punches it through, over to Keebler. Ransom. Double contact.
Just waiting for that one.
Well, Rick Olmsted has been consistent. He doesn't like a set, he's calling it.
That's all it takes, as long as you're fair on both sides. Bill Neville doesn't seem to think so, but there was spin on rotation on the ball, double contact.
Tough serve, point! And a timeout taken by Washington. So Lisa Love's Trojans fight back.
Interesting, Chris. If Washington goes 5, I think the chances are better that they'll win. You know, they're 1-9 with Bill Neville coaching against USC, but they're 3-1 in matches all time against USC in matches that go 5. So a very remote statistic, but one that may prove to be very important if we go 5.
Of course, USC with a very proud volleyball history. 1976-77 back-to-back. 1980 and 81. So 4 national championships for the Trojans. 9-7 is our score. Washington has the lead.
USC out on the court early, eager to keep the momentum alive. Big front row right now with Keebler, Marinkovic, and Cavalieri in the front line. We haven't seen a lot of offensive dumping by either setter. Basically, it's in desperation that they put it over on two, but with Cavalieri in the front row, we could see a lot of attacks behind the setter.
Ransom, double contact, or that's actually a lift, yes?
Yes. Lift on Kessie out of the back row. Look at the reaction here. They get the touch. Marinkovic barely touches it, goes after it, and is just so bummed out at the call.
Keebler rejected by Tuiasa Sopo. Nice play. (10-7). Gets the kill.
Perfectly read by Marinkovic. You'll see here that all three blockers come in. They like to close in, two on the left side because they know Marinkovic won't swing behind. Nicely executed.
Better pokes it out. Did she get a touch?
She did.
Oh, they got one, yeah.
I definitely saw a touch. Jean Vetter is showing that she grew up in Dana Point, California. Nice knuckleball. It was tight outside set. She pushed it over with her knuckle and got the tool off the block.
They invent the knuckler down in Dana Hills or what?
I only mean that it's a great beach play. You see it a lot on the beach.
Tuiasa Sopo thumps it through. SC leading 2-1 if you just joined us. First two games were very, very close. USC had a chance to close it out, leading 12-4 in game 3, but gave up 11 unanswered points to lose game 3. This is game 4, Washington up by 2.
Here's Marinkovic's arm swing and athletic ability beating the block. Tuiasa Sopo has to get up early to stop her.
Set left, here comes Tutt, and she sneaks it through. Amy Tutt. Now with 9 kills, Tuiasa Sopo goes out. Here comes Julie Poland, sophomore from Portland, to serve.
Poland known as ABAD by her teammates. All business, all day.
Serving short. Jasna fires it through. He's getting up awfully quick.
Women of Troy have brought some life back out onto the court. They look like they're having fun now.
Marinkovic designated last year the best spiker in Serbia. Quite an honor. Of course, you hear a lot about Serbia these days. As USC pops it up. And Vetter is blocked. 10-8 Washington, game 4. Tutt. And she cannot convert. USC down by just 1 now.
Jean Vetter and Amy Tutt, a battle of wills at the net. Both of them seeing a lot of sets right now.
Down the hatch goes Georgievic.
Georgievic, who has abandoned her jump serve late in this match, needs to keep it in play.
Hughes blocks. Desolé was there. Set to Desolé. Dink hooks it up. And it's going to be 4 contacts. Trojans will get it. Agony on the sideline for Washington coach Bill Neville. His team needs to win one this weekend. And UCLA obviously playing well, beating Washington State. You would think that this would be the best chance the Huskies would have to win one this weekend.
Take advantage of them while they're down. A little bit, you know, off of a big win. You sort of tend to play down the next night. But
plus playing back-to-back, you would think the SC would be tired. Kessie blasting high and hard.
Kessie hits so high. A lot of players like Christine Garner power it through, but don't hit so high. Kessie hits the ball at the top of her reach, right over the block. Christine Gardner, of course, from ASU with a big win tonight over Arizona.
That ball hit out, and SC has tied it up. 10-10 now. Washington hitting errors up to 35 for the match. Kessie. Steiner sets left. Desolé with the drive. That's in there. Tuiasa Sopo coming back. Also coming in, Michelle Patton. The little floor general Patton to serve. There's Tui up front.
Patton, the player that had a very big starting role mid-season at setter.
Keebler rejected by Tuiasa Sopo.
Tuiasa Sopo, one-on-one, she had 3 blockers. They were all moving there, but they didn't get there in time. Tuiasa Sopo's the only one that goes up. Look at her tuck back in the net.
Hughes. Bransom got it. Angela Bransom's 32nd kill as the Huskies hanging on at 12-10. And SC takes timeout. So Angela Bransom getting her 2nd win now.
Had 32 kills earlier in the season, had 30 kills in 5 games in the last matchup against USC. Tends to play big against the Trojans.
Well, you get enough sets, you're going to get some kills, but she is making the most of the ones she gets. And Bill Neville saying, look, can you carry us a little bit further in this match? Huffing and puffing just a bit. It's a lot of work in that offense to pass and play defense and hit and block and do all the things that those players have to do.
She has to be in great physical shape. Let's take a look at the telestrator again. USC with that quick attack with Marinkovic. Keebler has been a phenomenal passer all night long. She passes it right up to Cavalieri. Marinkovic comes off, jag step right into the middle. The key is how far you see the ball is set and Marinkovic's quickness. Let's take a look. She gets up, she beats Desolé to the block. Keebler comes in for that short pass so hard, up and down before Desolé has a chance to get her hands over the net.
What's Lisa Love say to her team in the huddle right now? Is it just a resting timeout, you think?
I think so, and it's a confidence builder. You've got to get mentally tough in there. They've been up and down in this game. They've got to have the energy. Vetter's got a spark plug. Kelly Keebler's got to be efficient. They just have to go after it now. They've got to side out. No more points.
Maria Jensen is coming in as a blocking specialist, and going out is Steiner. So the 6'1" Jensen is in there to block a ball. The USC Trojans 3-person serve receive. Patton serving. 12-10 Washington, game 4. Set left, here comes Keebler. And nobody there for Washington. Huskies were mixed up. Here's Keebler. And she hit it out. Point Washington.
When Jensen comes in, they want to terminate on their defense because Jensen is not a trained setter, so they really want her to block the ball and the point.
13-10 now. They'll set Keebler again. And Tuiasa Sopo, another block. We talked about her improvement at the top of the show, and she is taking charge here in the front line. Now, game point for the Huskies. Patton serving. That's trouble. Oh, Cavalieri with a beautiful dunk.
Great pass by Keebler. She called Vetter off, put it right to the net, knowing Cavalieri was in the front row, allowing her to be offensive.
Steiner comes back in. Bill Neville takes out the blocking specialist and puts back in his setter. And Brunst will serve. There's Steiner. 14-10, Huskies. Nice dig. Scoop it to Keebler. And that's going to be 4 contacts. No, it wasn't. Ball hit out of bounds. SC gets the point. So make it 14-11. And Neville checking with his coaching staff one more timeout. I think you'd see it maybe after this next point if SC gets one. Ransom rejected. And Neville's going to take his timeout right now. 14-12. You like taking the timeout before the other team catches up?
Depending on your personnel, but with a block like this, look at Marinkovic get over. It's so deflating. I think that's smart of Neville. Huddle up his troops, instill some confidence. Branson deep in thought. Actually, that's Djordjevic wondering what they can do. Right now, defense is such a key for the woman of Troy. Washington, known as a side-out team, they like to be serve receiving because they are so offensive, so they've got to get it on this one.
Washington's had some great wins this year. They beat SC earlier. They beat UCLA. They knocked off Arizona State. They got Arizona. They beat ASU again. And then recently put away Washington State. But they need one of two this weekend against either USC or UCLA. And the Huskies trying to side out and get the ball back and have another chance to put this game 4 away. Trojans, meanwhile, trying to keep the pressure on. You know Bransom's going to get it. You got to figure she's going to get it, but what will the Huskies run to give it to her?
I think the Huskies have to focus on the passing and get that swing offense in motion.
Yeah.
The key for the Trojans is to create that chaos. For the Huskies to counterbalance, they've got to get that pass and work on the layers, work on the disappear, reappear.
Branson hit left last time. Now she's situated in the middle of the court, so she can go left or right.
Way. Watch the serve go to her.
14-12. She does. Branson off speed. Trojans can get a point here. They'll set Keebler, and she's blocked. Tuiasosopo again.
So quick to the outside, so athletic. She's got such great athletic genes. She's quick to the outside.
Washington serving game point. Marinkovic blocked. Oh, and it's popped up and shoveled over. Cavalieri, Marinkovic stuffed. And Tuiasosopo has taken over here in Los Angeles, California. She has blocked the Huskies into a 2-2 tie. Leslie Tuiasosopo. So we're coming back. Rally scoring, game 5. Washington and USC coming up next. Don't go away.
Hi, I'm Jim Palmer. The Money Store has built its business by helping homeowners reestablish their credit. For over 25 years, they've specialized in helping people who are behind on their mortgage, credit cards, and other loans to establish a new budget with one loan, one payment. So if you have credit problems and own a home, call the Money Store. You can refinance your mortgage and end up with a sensible budget that works for you. Call the Money Store at 1-800-LOAN-YES. The Money Store, where America goes for money.
Dr. Pepper, the taste you've been looking for.
What you're hearing is the sound of the Dodge 1.9 Plus sale. For a very limited time, it's your opportunity to get 1.9% financing plus more. Like up to $2,000 cash back. Plus, buy with no money down. Plus, make no payments till February '96. Plus, it's on every new Dodge car in stock. So hurry, before time, well, you get the picture.
Hey, Remington, shave this.
The newest Remington Triple Foil. The only shaver with 3 micro screens now has a 50% greater cutting rate for a close, smooth shave. The Remington Triple Foil. If you can grow it, we can shave it.
The Oregon State Beavers are marching into Eugene, but the Ducks are ready to battle the Beavers with everything they've got. Oregon State, Oregon. Today at 3:30 on Prime Sports, your home team network.
A great look at game point. The ball goes to Vetter. Now, because Cavalieri is not an offensive setter and because Marinkovic doesn't hit behind the setter, Washington's doing a great job bunch blocking on Marinkovic. What I mean by that is Djordjevic and Tuiasosopo clutter on the left side, just nailing Marinkovic. Let's take a look and see how well Washington comes in and keys on Marinkovic. Right here, both Tuiasosopo and Djordjevic are up. Tuiasosopo drops her right hand and wins the game for the Huskies. Definitely a key. I talked about it in game one, the bunch blocking on Marinkovic and holding out on the side for Hughes. Washington didn't do that well in the beginning of the match, but has definitely improved with their blocking in games 3 and 4.
Statistically, Washington winning the war at the net. You look at the hitting errors, Washington, we told you had a pile, but USC is coming on.
And with the blocks, with 19 versus 16, they're counterbalancing their hitting errors. Service errors have also balanced out. The aces, though, SC still has the upper hand, will have to continue to serve tough, but not make errors in this point-per-play game.
5-game match records this year. SC 3-3, Washington 2-4. But interestingly, in the history of these two schools, Washington is 3-1 against the Trojans in 5-game matches. USC pops it up, looking for a point. Nope. Tuiasosopo has 7 blocks. Has been blocking up a storm. Steiner did not block, and the ball put down in the straight variety. There is a cap in game 5 of rally scoring. Are you sure about that?
17-point cap in game 5. Point per play, though, so it's very key. When you're serving, you want to serve tough, take them out of their offense, but you miss a serve, and there's a point. Touch called on the play. USC gets the point and the serve. It looks like we might have gotten Branson's fingertips on the Kessie attack.
And the service error costs the Trojans a point, and now it's 3-1.
Substitution for the Huskies.
Substitution coming in, Bakari Desolé, and Pat goes out.
Bakari Desolé.
An interesting substitution there.
3-person serve received by the woman of Troy. They always have great ball control in their serve rotations with the people they put back there.
Down the line, Kessie hit it out, make it 3-2. SC up by 1, game 5. Washington continues to key on the middle. Tuiasosopo again. She has been magnificent. SC won the first 2 games, a 12-4 lead in game 3, but could not put the Huskies away. Another spike. No, they're going to overrule. The linesman set out, and the first referee said, I saw it in.
Leslie Steiner, the team captain, up to talk. She's the only one that can talk to the out ref. See if we can see Vetter's hit. It goes wide, but it looks like they may have bounced on the line.
Out of bounds. Make it 5-3 USC.
Now Leslie Steiner asking for an interference call and a replay because the cameraman who got a little bit bowled over on the hustle by the Huskies. Play stays the same, point to SC.
5-3 in the 5th and final game. Ransom. Nice set. And Djordjevic has gone very quiet in the last couple of games with the tapper and the put away by Keebler. 6-3 Trojans. 20th kill for Keebler, and a timeout is called. 5th and final game, SC 6, Washington 3.
Inside every one of us is an athlete with a thirst for the game going on around us. It's life. And if you play hard at it, you get thirsty. That's why we make Gatorade. Hey, life is a sport. Drink it up.
So you're saying you don't think the mummy was stolen?
I'm telling you, The case was open from the inside.
And you found this note?
Yes, but what does it mean?
Southwest introduces Gotta Go fares starting at $19 on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. They've got everybody getting up and going, but nothing's forever. So look alive. Southwest, the low-fare airline.
We are in the 5th and final game. Chris Marlowe, Heather Cox. USC winning the first two, then Washington winning the next two. It is 6-3 Trojans. Kelly Keebler, her career high kills 25. She had that against Long Beach State 2 years ago, but she's put up great numbers tonight.
20 kills is phenomenal. She has really been the go-to player all night. She's the team leader. I talked about in the open all the pressure that she carries. She performed so well, and she loves that pressure.
Angela Bransom still with 32 kills. She has not gotten a kill so far here in Game 5. Flip it over to Bransom, and she's out of bounds. Point Trojans. 7-3 USC. Kessie will serve. And into the net. Now the teams will change sides. USC leading 8-3. Take a short break. We're coming right back. Trojans 5-5 in Game 5.
Yeah, I enjoy cattle and riding my horses.
Wow, you own cattle?
That's my herd coming in, Stampede.
Sal, you've been around for a while. Tell us about four-wheel drive.
This was four-wheel drive in the old days.
So would you own anything other than the new Jeep Grand Cherokee?
I want something good. I don't want a rinky-dink toy.
So you'd consider taking a friend for a ride in your new Grand?
Yeah, me and one of my top thoroughbreds.
Well, you can get up to $1,000 in values and great leases. What do you think of that?
This is what I've been looking for.
Jeep, there's only one. See it at your California Jeep and Eagle dealers. Who else?
Tony Granato and the Kings get ready to blast some shots past John Van Beesbrook and the Florida Panthers. Catch Break the Ice tonight at 7, followed by the game at 7:30 here on Prime Sports. Who's the best basketball team in LA? Find out as the Lakers take on the crosstown rival Clippers. Action starts Sunday at 6 with The Lake Show, followed by the game at 6:30 here on Prime Sports.
Season high 32 kills for Angela Bransom. Once again, her career high is 34 kills. The Pac-10 season high this year is 35 kills, held by her teammate Dragana Djordjevic. And of course, the NCAA high, a new record this year, held by Svetlana Viktorina. She's not going to get there tonight. 57 kills.
Just amazing. But Angela Bransom has carried the load for Washington tonight. Passing, digging, let alone hitting.
8-3 is our score. We're in Game 5, and Washington maybe going kaput here after a brilliant comeback. It's 9-3 as USC has calmed down, and Washington having some problems here.
Oh boy. Two service errors, 2 points given to Washington on service errors by USC.
9-4. Washington really needs to start a run. From this point per play, you can't afford to get up in double digits. Hughes waffles it out of bounds. Make it 9-5.
Nice serving by Branson, going after Kessie immediately after her service error, making her think about it.
Good pass there. They whip it over to Keebler, and she puts it away. That was a big kill for USC. The senior Keebler puts it away.
Another look at Keebler's great athletic ability. She takes such a big approach. She's not that tall. She's 6 feet tall, but for an outside hitter with numbers like hers, you'd think she was about 6'3".
10-5 USC here in the 5th and final game. Amy Tutt blocked up and passes it right over to Keebler, who puts it away.
Boy, Keebler can thank Djordjevic for the assist.
And timeout taken by the Washington Huskies.
Djordjevic just too eager. Here's Tutt's big arm swing, but it's covered right by Djordjevic, right over the net. She needs to cushion it a little bit more, pop it up to Steiner.
Well, USC on the verge of winning. UCLA has already won. Arizona State has already won. Let's update the Pac-10 standings for you. At the moment,
UCLA goes up to 11-6 in the Pac, 19-7 overall. Looking at the Pac-10 record is important, but going into the NCAA tournament and the field of 48, you've got to look at that overall record as well as who have you beat, who have you lost to. The big wins play an important role, especially in preseason when they go in to figure out who's going to make that final cut of 48.
So you can probably figure Arizona is now out of it officially. I'm not even sure if they could get in even if they beat Hawaii twice.
Right. The other thing to look at is you've got to have an over 500 win percentage. That's exactly where Arizona's at right now in the Pac-10. And that's tough. The committee doesn't want to put somebody in there that's got a losing record.
Chris Marlowe and Heather Cox, we have gone all the way tonight. 11-5 in the fifth and final game.
Key for USC, Kelly Keebler is in the front row. Angela Branson is in the back row for Washington. Could be a big part of the end of this game.
Serving is Bonnie Brunst for the Trojans. Washington desperately needs a kill. They go to Tut, and she's rejected. Jasna Marinkovic.
Marinkovic waiting when the set's this far off the net. You've got to wait and go up after the ball is contacted just about. Marinkovic has perfect timing on that play.
The 40th hitting error for the Trojans. That ball is down. Give the kill to Branson. So now unofficially she has 33 kills. Make the score 12-6, I believe.
Right, they should get a point on that play.
They do. And now serving will be Julie Poland. Remember that Washington came back from 12-4, nice shot. I think Monica Cavalieri deserves a lot of credit. She set the offense beautifully.
She does, and she doesn't dump too often. She's only done it a few times tonight when she had to. This time she knows it's the perfect pass. She reads the defense and uses it as a weapon.
13-6. Ball coming back over. Desolé destroys one. 13-7. USC just 2 points away now.
Georgievic going back to the jump serve. Interesting call.
Well, they need points and they need them quick. They need her to get on a roll.
You've got to balance whether or not it's more important to go for the ace or to keep the ball in play and not give up a point when they're at 13.
Well, if she gets them all in, it's a great play.
She brings them to match point, though, with a missed serve. I think she should have stayed on the ground, kept the ball in play. Give their defense, with their great block, an opportunity to stop the ball.
So the Trojans now with match point. Tut. SC pops it over, but out of bounds.
The important thing to remember, SC still has match point here with Washington serving. They've got a great advantage right now because with serve receive, they're offensive. They can go for the kill.
Technically, Washington facing 6 match points. Remember, it's point per play, so you're serving or receiving. Trojans could wrap it up right here. For the match, Kessie. Not yet. Washington goes and gets it. They'll set left. Branson, yes! And she has tied her career high with 34. The Huskies hang in.
Do or die situation right now. You've got to have the confidence because every time you go up to swing, you can't think, if I make an error, it's the match.
Trojans, 5th match point. Oh, they'll have 5, I should say. Huskies get another point as Keebler fell down in a wet spot. And suddenly it's 14-11.
Timeout taken by USC.
Lisa Love calling a timeout, asking to dry up the floor so that her players, you know, you can get really hurt in that sweat as well. When you slip, that's a big injury. See if we can see. Here she's down on the ground. Oh yeah, right there. Just slipped right into her own sweat. She went down to her knees to go for the pass, and by game 5, your knee pads are soaked in sweat, and she just slipped right into it.
The Trojans are so close. 14-11 and rally scoring is a huge lead, but Washington trying to hang on. Oh, Hope you've enjoyed our coverage of Pac-10 women's volleyball, the last regular season week. Next week, they will select the teams. I am told that is going to be on Sunday.
Right, it's always the Sunday after Thanksgiving vacation when those rankings and the 48 teams come out. The player at UOP, that was our Bankers Classic weekend, and it was always so exciting to play in the finals of the Bankers Classic and the next morning find out where we were ranked heading into the tournament.
Trojans come back out. They will have match point. All they have to do is put it away. Washington needs a block.
Serious pressure on Amy Tutt at the service line.
Blocking sub Maria Jensen comes in. Also, it is Molly Jacobson. You like taking out the setter? Washington has no setter in the match now.
They better hope they terminate on the block.
Looking for termination are the Huskies. You can't miss a serve or the match is over. Trojans, that will do it! SC has beaten Washington in 5. USC Trojans had it. They blew it. They came back to take it. And Jasna Marinkovic getting the final kill. SC wins game 5, 15-11. So the Trojans get 2 this weekend. One more look. Match point. Marinkovic with the drive. We'll come back. We'll have more for you from Los Angeles, California after this.
17.9%, 15.5, 18.2. It really does add up, doesn't it? Hi, I'm Jim Palmer. If you're a homeowner carrying big credit card balances from month to month, the Money Store has a better solution. With a home equity loan from the Money Store, you can pay off all of your credit card balances as well as your auto and your other loans. And the interest is usually tax deductible. So don't let those high rate bills keep adding up. Pay them off with a home equity loan from the Money Store. Call 1-800-LOAN-YES.
There's no stealing your thunder. No, it can't be contained. You fill me with wonder and cool me off like rain. You're a part of me, that's the heart of me. Without you, I'm just a lonely melody. But together we are harmony. Dr. Pepper, you're a part of me.
I play because the 37th pick in the draft usually doesn't. I play for the sweet crossover and the nice pull-up J. I play because, hey, I want a sneaker commercial too. I play for the sound of nothing but net. Swoosh. I play for all the people who never stop cheering. I play for Prime Sports. I play because, hey, wouldn't you?
Los Angeles football bragging rights and more on the line as John Robinson Trojans try to snap a 4-year reign from Terry Donahue's Bruins. It's the Crosstown Showdown, USC UCLA, Sunday morning at 10:30 on Prime Sports, your home team network.
The women of Troy in their victory mode as the USC Trojans pull out a 3-2 victory over the University of Washington. Chris Marlowe back with Heather Cox. Been a great season of volleyball, the first ever for a Pac-10 volleyball game of the week. Your impressions of tonight and the season?
It's been wonderful. We've just shown the strength of the Pac-10 and all the teams in it, and I want to wish the best of luck to all the Pac teams that are playing in the NCAA tournament.
All right, that will do it. As the Pac-10 women's volleyball regular season comes to a close on Prime, we will find out in about 2 weeks who will be the national champion. Will it be a team from the Pac-10? Well, we shall see. Hope you enjoyed it. For Heather Cox and the rest of our Prime Sports crew, I'm Chris Marlowe saying good night from Los Angeles, California.